We will be covering a couple different topics in today's notes. The first is called the distributive property. You should have your notebooks out. You should be taking notes just like we do when I am in class. So the distributive property. And distributive property looks like this. It says A times the quantity B plus C. So if something's in parentheses, we say the quantity. So A times parentheses B plus C is equal to AB. Remember, if there's two variables next to each other or a number and a variable with no symbol in between, that means multiplication. So A times B plus A times C. So again, A times the quantity B plus C equals A times B plus A times C. So first of all, if I have a number or a variable or something out in front of a parentheses, that's a good indication that we're going to be using this property, the distributive property. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the thing that's out front and we multiply it by this one. So A times B. And then we take that same thing and we multiply it by the next one. If there happened to be one more, maybe it looked like this. Plus C plus D. We would do A times B, A times C, and A times D. So you distribute that A to each of the other terms. Each of these things, AB, AC, AD, all the things in between the plus signs, those are called terms. So example 1 asks us to use the distributive property to simplify the expression. We're going to simplify the following algebraic expressions. And part A says 3 times the quantity x plus 9. 3 times the quantity x plus 9. To use the distributive property, we take the number that's out front, in this case 3, and we multiply it by the first one. 3 times x. We can just write that as 3x. And then we take the number that's out front and multiply it by the next one. That's going to be 3 times positive 9. 3 times 9 is 27. That's a positive 27, so plus 27. Part B. Part B asks us to use the distributive property to simplify 2 times the quantity 4n plus 3. 2 times the quantity 4n plus 3. So we take the 2 and we multiply it by 4n. 2 times 4n, we just multiply the coefficients, the numbers together. 2 times 4 is 8n. And then I do 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 8n plus 6. Example 2 has the same directions. You don't necessarily need to write the directions down again. Example 2 says to use the distributive property to simplify. Part A, we have negative 3 times the quantity 5 minus 2x. Negative 3 times the quantity 5 minus 2x. So we're going to do negative 3 times 5. Remember, positive times negative is negative. 3 times 5 is 15. And then we take negative 3 times negative 2x. Negative times negative is positive. 3 times 2x is 6x. Negative 15 plus 6x. Part B, 4 times the quantity 2y minus 3. 4 times the quantity 2y minus 3. Like the others, we're doing 4 times 2y. 4 times negative 3. Don't forget about the minus sign there. 4 positive times negative, that's a minus. 4 times 3 is 12. That is the distributive property. That is our first topic for the day. What I want you to do right now is pause this video, and I want everybody to try these 3 problems in your notes. I think there's actually one more down there. Yep, these 4 problems in your notes. Once you think you have all of them, once the majority of the class, or all of the class has all of them, you can restart the video and it'll show you the solutions. So number 1, we do 5 times 3x is 15x, and 5 times positive 9 is 45. Number 2, I've got negative 4 times 2y. Negative times positive is minus 8y. Negative 4 times positive 6 is minus 24. Here I've got negative 2 times z. That's just negative 2z. I've got negative 2 times negative 4b. Negative times negative is positive. 2 times 4. And then negative 2 times 3. My b and my 6 look a lot alike. That one's a b, this one's a 6. Number 4, we didn't look at one quite like this. That negative sign out front there, that's the same thing as negative 1. So if there's no coefficient out front, that's the same thing as a 1. So that's negative 1 times 3a and negative 1 times negative 11. Moving on to the second part of the notes, this is on something called like terms. Like terms are defined as terms that have the same variable with the same exponent. Same variable and the same exponent. It's okay to have different coefficients. Coefficients, remember, are the number that's out in front of the variable. It's okay if the numbers are different, but the variable and the exponent should be the same. And like terms are always going to be combined. We're always going to try to combine them to simplify. So again, like terms are terms that have the same variable with the same exponent. It's okay if they have different coefficients. And like terms should be combined. So when we're talking about terms, remember that's the things in between the plus sign. So that's a term and that's a term. This one down here, that's a term, negative 2z. Positive 6b is a term, and negative 6 is a term. So those are the things we're looking at. When we're talking about like terms, the following are not like terms. These are not like terms. 3x and 3y. These are not the same variable. X squared and x cubed. Same variable, they're both x, but they have different different exponents, right? This one's a 2 and that one's a 3. These are like terms. 5a and 6a. They're both a. It's okay that the number's different, the coefficients are different, that's okay. X squared and 7x squared. X to the second, numbers are different, that's fine. This one is the same as 1x squared. So example 3 asks us to combine the like terms to simplify the expression. Combine like terms to simplify our expression. In part A, we are given 4x minus 3y plus 6x plus 8y. So we want to find like terms here. I've got 4x and 6x. Those both have x in them. We need to combine them. This is a positive 4x. And you always look at the sign in front. So positive 4x. Don't worry about that minus. That minus goes with the y here. Plus this 6x right here. 4x plus 6x. That's 10x. I have a total of 10 x's. I had 4 plus 6 more x's. Here I've got negative 3y plus 8y. Negative 3y plus 8y. That's what I'm combining up. And this is the same thing we did when we added and subtracted integers. Negative 3y's plus 8y's. Negative 3 is negative, 8 is positive, 1 positive and 1 negative. So I'm doing 8 minus 3 is 5. And the bigger number was the positive one, so it's positive 5y. So 10x plus 5y. Part B, holy smokes, 7a minus 2b plus 6a minus 3c plus a minus 4b. We're asked to combine like terms. Here I've got 7a and 6a, both positive. Positive 7a, positive 6a. Oh, I've got another a right here, plus one more a. Remember, if there's nothing written out front, that's the same as 1. So 7 plus 6 plus 1 more gives me a total of 14 a's. Now we look at the b's. Negative 2b minus 4b. Negative 2 minus 4. They're both negative. That's when I do 2 plus 4 is 6. And because they were both negative, I have negative 6b's. And this c doesn't have anything to combine with. Negative 3c, I just leave it. Negative 3c. Part C. 2x squared minus 5x to the third plus 7x squared. These are like terms. 2x squared and 7x squared. They have the same exponent and the same variable. Combine those up is 9x squared. And then I've got this minus 5x cubed right here. Nothing to combine it with. Example 4, the last example, then you guys will practice a couple more on your own. Example 4 asks us to completely simplify. And part A looks like that. Negative 4 times the quantity 2x minus 5 plus 3x plus 5. And we need to completely simplify. The first thing we should recognize is we've got a number out in front of a parenthesis. When that's the case, we can use the distributive property. So I'm distributing this negative 4. Negative 4 times 2x. Negative 4 times negative 5. Negative times negative is positive. 4 times 5. I use the distributive property. We stop there because the parentheses ended there. This is not part of that quantity. We do need to copy the rest of that down, though. Now we have some like terms to combine. Negative 8x and positive 3x. I think we had that same one previously. Negative 8x plus 3x is negative 5x. And numbers, those are like terms as well. Plus 20 plus 5 is 25. And we have completely simplified the expression. Part B, 6 times the quantity 3m minus 2 minus the quantity 5m minus 9. We have a couple parentheses here, so we're going to distribute twice. We're using the distributive property. 6 times 3m, 6 times negative 2. This is understood to be a 1 out front. Negative 1 times 5m. Negative 1 times negative 9. Now combine any like terms we have. Those combine. And these combine. So again, I want you to try these two. Again, you can pause the video once everybody's ready, play it to show the solutions. And that will be it for today's notes. Here we don't have any parentheses. Can't use the distributive property. We're just going to combine like terms. 7d minus 3d is 4d. Negative 4f minus 1f is negative 5f. Number 2, use the distributive property. When we distribute, we multiply. We're just going to copy this part down. And then we've got like terms that we can combine. Negative 15 minus 2 is negative 17. That is it for today's notes. I will see you next time.